What's the craziest thing you ever made?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Hard question. Had to have been when I was younger, for sure, when I had more time. I did, you know, I dabbled with sculpture a little bit when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit. And a little bit of clay sculpture. Nothing real wild and extravagant, but,
Yeah.
you know, make some turtles and,
Yeah.
you know, things like that.
The turtles are cool.
Yeah, I made some sea turtles, you know. But, you know, nothing too, I mean, I don't know. I've done a couple pieces. It's hard to recollect all that.
Yeah.
A sculpture of a clay, I don't know where it ended up, but it was a very open rib cage with a guy looking up screaming into the world, you know. Like I said, I was a lot younger, man.
Yeah, that's something a young person would make.
But yeah, now I'm mostly driven functionally.
Yeah.
You know? I love the idea of people taking what we do and putting it into their everyday use.
Yeah. God, how many people do you think sit at home every day and drink out of your cups?
Oh, God, who knows? I mean, you know, a lot. You know, we're very lucky. We're very fortunate, you know. And, we get a lot of people that float through here and have found us. And
how did you get into this?
So I started working for some potters that were friends with my stepdad.
Yeah.
In Central Florida. I started out as a grunt. I mean, not really a grunt, but, you know, I did everything that to help support the business, you know, from unloading supplies to loading kilns to doing deliveries to, you know, and in the type pottery,
kind of stuff.
Yeah, the type pottery we were producing is called slip casting. So there were large molds with where this is a clay used to form by hand. This was a castable type clay. So that's what slip is. And my main job was to fill the molds full of slip. They sit up as that liquid sits in the mold. The mold itself absorbs the water. So over time, there's a wall that starts to form. Mm-hmm. If it sits in for 30 minutes, it's this thick. If it sits in for 45, it's that thick. You know, the longer it sits, the thicker the wall the vessel gets. And then you dump out the excess slip. Mold sits for a day approximately, depending upon the weather, and you know, open it up, and out comes the pot. You know, so I did a lot of that for them, and then they had a facility not quite like this, but similar. And they catered more to local folks. Where here we have our market is tourism there.
Yep.
So we cater to visitors, and there they cater to people looking for something to do one night a week or on a Saturday morning. Anyways, so that's where Barbara would teach the wheel and hand building, and I got on the wheel and had an opportunity to be the main assistant there. If I kept the facility clean, I could use it as much as I want. So I practiced and practiced and practiced, and finally I found a potter that was on the east coast of Florida looking for somebody to do his wheel work and was willing to train, and that's where I learned production pottery.
Wow.
So
that's cool.
Kind of stuck with it, and here we are. My wife and I opened this business almost 9.5 years ago.
Why'd you move to Gatlinburg?
Well, work, but it seemed like I knew I wanted to have my own shop eventually.
Yeah.
So it just seemed like the right place to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. At that time, I couldn't explain it, but it just felt right.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then when the job opened up here, we moved here to feel it out. And, you know, I wanted to have my own shop a little faster than what we did, but right after moving up here, I found out our little girl was on the way. So the responsibility of raising a little one kind of put ownership off for a little while, but also too, I wasn't ready. You know, so a few years went by. I learned a little bit more about how things worked here.
Isn't that weird? I'm finding that out more and more with my life. You know, when you're young, it's like, why isn't this happening right now? And now that I'm older, I'm like, you know, like if I got the theater in Gatlinburg 20 years ago,
you'd have blown it.
I would have blown it. I wouldn't have.
On the same boat, man.
Yeah. I had no idea. No idea. Well, our daughter just turned 3 too, and that's the other thing. You know, we waited till we were older adults because I would have been a terrible father.
I would have not. You know, I mean, it's easy to say that. Who knows what would have been like, but the chances were pretty good we would have been bad.
Yep. Yeah, it's all self-awareness.
Yeah. So.
All right, well, I guess we're going to see if I blow this.